should be solving equations with variables on both sides.
There it is. It's literally the title. So our objective today, give him the 100 XP. It's going to be positive and hardworking, I guess, Kira. Thank you. Yeah, right in here. All right, so everyone's going to have to write it down. Solve equations. I cannot spell. Solve equations with variables on both sides. Today's date is September 19th, so 9/19/2019. Lots of nines in our. It's 91919. That's kind of a cool date. Yeah, so again, we always start with our metaphor. We have some sort of balancing act that's happening here, and we have to now figure out the unknowns. These keep getting harder and harder to just look at it and know what the answer is. All right, I will promise you this, that the answer is an integer, so you can guess on your fingers. If you want to do a negative, you can put like a minus sign like this. Take a guess. How much do you think this question mark block weighs? It's kind of hard, so just take a guess. You have 5 seconds to take a guess. Hold up some fingers. What would make sense?
Which one? The one on the right or the left?
All the question mark blocks. Each question mark block is worth how many pounds? Take a guess. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Yeah, let's see if we're right. All right, so think about this problem. What are we going to do in terms of just not the equation? I don't want to think of do something to both sides in a sec, but I want you to think about how you're going to take off weights in order to figure out one question block weight on this side and some numbers weight on this side. What are you physically doing? Question.
I meant to say, this for the question mark.
Okay, you're going to go for 2. Cool. All right, so I want you guys to think for at least 30 seconds. What could you do to both sides in order to get one question mark block by itself? What are you allowed to do? Obviously, I can't just say I can switch this question mark block for 3 of these because I don't know that the question mark block weighs 3. So how are we going to get one question mark block on each side? All right. You guys have some good ideas. Now talk. Talk to your elbow partners. Talk to your neighbors. See if they got the same thing. How are we going to get one question mark block on one side? There should be talking. Talk to the person to the left, to the right. Groups of 2, groups of 3.
Because there's only 3 here, I took 3 off here, and then there's 2 there and 2 there. So there's like, if you split that up, then there's like 3 blocks left. So I think
I guess I should pull this out too. All right, that's time, and it's going to be 10 XP here because it's a procedure, so whenever we do hands, it's always 10 XP. All right, so as long as everyone raises their hand on time. If someone is slow, then you don't get the 10 XP. All right, so is there a quiet raised hand that can tell me some way of getting one of these question mark blocks by itself? Ooh, a card, yeah, Jade.
removing crossing out question mark blocks.
I like the word removing because I would physically take them off, right? What are we doing exactly? Taking off.
We're taking off question mark on that one.
Okay, cross this one off.
Question mark on the other side.
Is that allowed? It is, yeah. I mean, if you take the same thing from the left and the right, they should still be balanced. Even though we don't know what they were, we can take them both off of each side. But now what can we do? What's the next step? So I'll grab your card, and that's going to be 50 XP. What can we do now? So that was the hard part of getting this question mark block kind of eliminated or taking it off. Yeah, Charles.
We can cross out the 3 blocks on the left and the 3 blocks on the right.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, let's all cross them out. 3 blocks on the left, 3 on the right. So I'm going to cross off these 3. These 3 I'm literally taking off those weights. So in your mind's eye, picture just 2 unknown blocks over here and 4 pounds over here. What's our final step? What do we do to both sides? I'm looking for a card. I give preference to cards. Does Ulysses, do you still have your card?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so Ulysses, go for it.
There's 4 left on the right side and 2 mystery weighing.
Yep. What should we do? What can we do to get only? Oh yeah. So say it again.
4 into 2.
Yeah. So are you just saying try to divide both, divide by 2, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So if we divide 2 by 2, we should have how many question mark blocks? If we take half of these, I should be left with
2.
Yeah, so take half of each side. If you take half of this side, half of this side, it doesn't matter what they were as long as you're taking half of each side. So half of the left-hand side, it's 1 question mark block. Half of this side, I'm left with 2, and we get our answer, which is that our blue, I should change color here. Our blue question mark block is equal to 2 pounds. So you can kind of see that we started nice and easy all the way back there on Monday, and it was something that we could just see what to do, but we kept adding steps, adding steps, adding steps. Yesterday we had to do 2 steps. Today we have to do 3 steps. But this is the logic of what we're trying to do. All right, let's of course write our equation out. Is there a quiet raised hand that can tell me what this is a metaphor for in terms of an equation? I'm looking for a card, hopefully, but I can always call on a hand.
What was the question again?
How can I convert this scale
Even has a
into an
card.
equation?
Even has a card.
Amen, yeah.
3 plus 3x equals 7 plus x.
Is equal to 7 plus x. All right, there it is. Thank you, Amy. I'll take your card. Yeah, everyone write it down. That is what this is a metaphor for. That's what we were really doing. Okay, well then can someone raise their hand and walk me through each procedure that we did? You have to remember what we did. What did we do on each step? I see 2 hands. Oh, question? It's and then pinch down. I need to make a poster on the wall or something. Everyone keeps forgetting it. Yeah, question, Kira.
Do Ulysses and Ava get points?
Yes. Charles, yeah, walk us through it.
Didn't we eliminate the 7 and the 3 from each side?
That was the second step. Do you remember the first step with this block and this block?
We eliminated 2 blocks out of so we got 1 variable out of the right side and 1 out of the left.
Exactly, yeah. So how do I say that?
3 plus 2x equals 7.
Yeah, so you have the line down here. What is the operation that I should be doing to both sides?
Divide.
Not dividing.
Subtraction?
It's going to be subtraction in this case, yeah. So subtract what on both sides?
1x.
Yep, so subtract x, subtract x.
And then you would subtract 3.
Oh, yeah, let's read the new line and then we'll let someone else. Oh, yeah, you can do the next step in a sec, but let's just go ahead and subtract this.
2x equals 7.
So we have 2x is equal to 7. We're missing something on the left. Ah, there it is. All right, I'm going to pause there. You're good so far,
I still go?
if you want. But we're going to pause to make sure that everyone can find the step. This was the first step. We were taking off a question mark block and taking off a question mark block. The first step is to get all the variables on one side of the equation. That's really what we're doing over here. All right, did you want to continue? Go for it.
And then when you subtract 3 from both sides, then you get 2x equals 4. And then you would divide.
Yeah, we'll pause. You're good though. You have an answer, Wyatt?
Yeah, and I think the reason why we subtract the 3 on each side is so we can still have a number on the other side that equals something, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I think what you're trying to say is that you want variables on one side, the left-hand side, and then you want the constants or the numbers on this other side, the right.
So that's why you subtracted 3.
Yeah, exactly.
And can I finish it?
Oh, can I say the answer?
Emma, yeah, go for it.
You divide by 2 on both sides,
And you get?
and then you get x equals 2.
There it is. X is equal to 2. And you're going to do what with your answer?
Box it.
Box it. There it
And
is.
then
Yes, please. All right. So Charles should get 2 things of 50 XP, so a total of 100 XP. And Emma will get the 50 XP.
I don't know.
Don't worry, we'll learn. All right. I need everyone to give me a fist of 5. How well do we follow the metaphor and the equation that went with it? Fist of 5. I'm seeing 5, 4, 4, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5. So pretty good overall. Yeah, I know it's hard to take notes and be the game warden, which is why some people choose to pass it up. But you're doing a good job so far, Kira. All right, so let's try using our terminology, our same procedure down here with example 1. And I want to point out something that we did with our metaphor. The first thing that we did was try to deal with the variables. So the first thing that I'm going to try to do is get all the variables on one side. I can either put the variables on the left or the right. It doesn't matter. You can get the same answer either way, but just choose whatever you want to do. So let's deal with the variables first in example 1. You don't have to, but it makes it easier. All right, so what are we going to do with example 1? Is there a quiet raised hand? Oh, can we all have our laptop shut also? I forgot to ask. That should be a default. Quiet raised hand. I see 2 people. Both of them don't have cards. I want to get more cards in. I want to get everyone another 100 XP. Please, someone with a card. Anyone with a card? All right, Wyatt.
All right. So I get to start solving.
Let's start. You're going to do one step and let someone else take the next step.
Okay. So you're going to subtract 3b on both sides.
And what is that going to do?
It will then create an equation that says 8 is equal to 3b minus 1.
Perfect. There it is. I'll pause there. Again, our first step was moving our variable. Doing something to both sides so that there's only one variable. You don't like having unknowns on the left and the right, so make sure that there's only one variable on one side. We chose the right side. I'm thinking you did that because it's going to be a positive on this side. We could have also just done minus 6b on both sides. That would have made us have a negative 3b. And then we'd have to do some division with negatives. Slightly harder. This is the easier path. No one has questions. All right, next step. Yeah, Esha.
I think I would do +1 on both sides.
Let's do it. +1 on both sides. You are correct. And what is that going to do to our equation, Esha? What's our new equation after that?
It'd be 9 equals 3b.
There it is. Yeah, thank you. I'll come get your card. All right, everyone's copying it down. The 1 and -1 canceled each other out. They're gone. And what's our final step? Oh, yes, Hazi.
You have to divide it by 3 on both sides.
There it is. Divide both sides by 3. And Hazi, when I do that, what is going to be my new equation? What's 9 divided by 3?
3.
And then what's 3b divided by 3?
You cancel that and lose b.
There it is. And what am I going to do with this?
Box it.
Perfect. Thank you, Hazi. Yeah, so that's the entire process. That is multi-step equations with variables on both sides. Yeah, how many do I have? I can count and just figure it out because there should be 11, right? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So what we're going to do for example 2, we have quite a few more. Example 2, I want you to try to do it. Actually, 2 is a little bit hard. I'm going to do it with you guys, and then example 3 you're going to do on your own. So on this one, is it a question? Yeah.
Well, wouldn't we combine like terms on the same side of the equal sign?
Yeah, so this one is a little bit different than example 1 because, as Eamon said, we need to combine like terms. So remember how we have PEMDAS on the wall. The first thing that we do with PEMDAS is on the left side, we go down with PEMDAS. We have to simplify going in the correct order of operations. Well, this one can be simplified more. Simplify the left-hand side, ignore the right-hand side, and then worry about the right-hand side, ignore the left-hand side, and simplify the right-hand side. The right-hand side, I cannot simplify anymore. N and 6 can't have them. They're not like terms. But these are like terms. Numbers are good, letters are not. For now, that's the simple rule. It'll get harder, but numbers go together, letters go together. This stays by itself. 9 plus 2, those are like terms. Let's simplify. Is there a quiet raised hand that can tell me what our new equation is after simplification? Emma?
11 plus n equals 4n plus 6.
It's equal to 4n plus 6, yep. Thank you, Emma. It's going to be another 50 XP. Thank you, Kira. All right, so we simplified, and now it's the same process over and over. We'll go nice and quick here. All right, what am I going to do to both sides after simplifying? I see one hand. I see 2 hands. Yes, Hugo.
Minus n.
On both sides, there it is. And what is my new equation after I subtract n on both sides, Hugo?
3n plus 6 and 11 equals 3n plus 6.
There it is. Yeah, thank you. And I'll come grab your card. Woo! Everyone's in. Everyone gets the 100 XP. Here, can you give that to us now? Just do that positive hardworking. And if we stay on it, we can get another 100 XP at the end of the lesson. All right, next step. I can go rapid fire since everyone has participated today. Yes, Larissa, go for it.
You subtract 6.
Let's do it. Subtract 6 on both sides. And Larissa, what is our new equation going to be after we subtract 6 on both sides?
11, or not 11. 4 equals 3.
It's close. There is an error with
Oh,
this guy.
5.
It is indeed 5 is equal to 3n.
Okay.
Thank you, Larissa. Another 50 XP. And finally, what?
Yes. Okay. You divide by 3 on each side.
There it is. Divide by 3 on both sides. The answer's not an integer? Oh no. It's okay. Right, tell us our answer. N is equal to...
N is equal to 1 2/3.
Oh, we'll keep it
Okay.
improper.
5/3.
Yeah. But that's awesome that you know how to turn it into a proper fraction. Let's just leave it 5/3. Thank you, Wyatt. 50 XP to Wyatt. Yeah, your answer's not always going to be a whole number on Khan Academy. It sometimes is like that.
On Academy, you just leave it like that.
Just leave it like that. Yep.
Yeah, don't even try and simplify the fraction because they'll call you on it.
Yeah, it's weird that they do that. All right, you're going to do example 3 on your own. Simplify both sides and then start solving. All right, we'll come back and give the answer in a second. All right, so let's reconvene here. There's probably like 3 or 4 volunteers that I can get for this one. All right, first step, I'm going to do what? Eamon.
You were going to simplify the negative 5k and the 9k to get 4k.
All right, so 4k. Read the rest of the equation for us, please.
4k plus 22 equals negative 4k plus 6.
Thank you, Eamon. All right, so it's going to be 50 XP for Eamon. Thank you, Kira. Next step is to do what? Charles.
Wait, what step did you do first?
He just simplified both sides.
Oh, okay. You simplified both sides first. So you would subtract 4k on the left side, and then you would get 22 equals negative 8k plus 6.
Why would you subtract 4 if it's already negative?
You're allowed to do that. It's going to be slightly different, but this is a perfectly acceptable path. I know that a lot of people will probably add 4k to both sides to make it a positive, but that's fine. I'm just going to go through it with this way. So you might have to adapt now in terms of solving this problem. It might be slightly different than your answer. Is it you want to do the next part?
Oh, that's not.
Yeah, so Charles got his 50 XP. And then the next thing that we're going to do is, we'll go with Wyatt.
Okay, you're gonna subtract 6, and then again, and then you're gonna get 16 is equal to negative 8k.
Perfect. Thank you, Wyatt. And our last step, yes, Emma.
Divide negative 8 and then on both sides and then you get negative 2 equals
Negative 2 is equal to k. And there it is. Yeah, thank you, Emma.
So would it be wrong if you had positive?
If you got positive 2, something probably went wrong. That's where you're going to check with your elbow partners to see if they can help you so they can get 80 XP and you can learn. All right, and then just to finish this lesson off, the general tips that I have, 1, simplify each side of the which sign?
Alright, help Tazi again.
Yeah.
All right, Kira.
I think you're undeserving.
I like sitting next to Tazi. This is great.
Each side of the Kira. Each side of the.
Equal sign.
There it is, the equal sign. Give yourself 50 XP. And finally.
Equation be fun?
Say what?
Equation?
Oh, yeah, that works too. I was just going to go for a sign because it's a small little underline. But yeah, equation also works. Or you could spell out equal sign too. And number 2, get all variables on side first and then get them on the other side of the equal sign. Eamon.
Get all the variables on the right side first, or
It doesn't necessarily need to be the right side. It just needs to be how many sides, though?
On the
On two sides? On
on the first on one side first and get the variable on the other.
So we just got the variables. What's the other thing that's not the variable? So this is back to Eamon. And get the what are the other things that are in our
They
equation?
are the whole number.
Yeah, the whole numbers. Do you know the other word for whole numbers? You can write whole numbers here, it just might not fit.
Integer?
Integer works as well, but it might not be an integer. What if it was like 2.3? Question.
Would each side work?
Yeah, each side works. Well, actually, each side doesn't work because you definitely want to get the variables on just one side, not variables on both sides. Yeah, so you can say numbers here. You can say constants. You can use whatever word you want. So I'm going to use the word constant because it's a little bit more formal.
Yeah, constant sounds better.
If you don't like the word constant, just say number. That's it for the notes. So Eamon got his 50 XP. Thank you, Kira. And
Yeah, I have now.
do not do your summaries yet. Do your Khan Academy right now. Now's the time for Khan.
Yeah, I'm gonna